So we've just come into Herne Lagoon. It's a little place that we guide regularly on the way up to the Central Highlands. So I've just popped in on our way up, and it's afternoon. It's fairly warm, cloudy conditions, bit of breeze, so we're just going to see if we can see any rising fish along the shorelines, and if not, we can fish nymphs or wets, or but we'll try with the dry flies to start off with. It's mid-December now, so it's dry fly fishing season in Tasmania, so always good to get them on the dries when they're up and rising. So there's a few birds working, which is a good sign. Could be a few mayfly about with a bit of warmth in the afternoon, so we'll tick along here and just see if we can see any rises and see how we go. So just starting off with a little mayfly pattern here, just working around some of these weed beds. Haven't seen any fish rising yet, but we're just gonna drift that around and see if one comes up and grabs it. And it's also good to have the fly on the water so that if I do see a fish rise, I can quickly get the fly in front of it, which is pretty important. When you dry fly fishing, the fish will come up for a few brief seconds, but they won't stay up for too long usually. So you sort of got to take those opportunities when they're there, and just having our fly out on the water just means that I'm ready to cast to any fish that I see. So I'm just going to make a little fly change here. I haven't really seen any mayflies around yet, so just changing to a blue damsel fly that will actually move it across the top a little bit, so we'll give it a little bit of a twitch across the top, which imitates that blue damsel fly really well, and it can just get the fish a bit more interested, that little bit of movement, when there's not too much on the water for them to come up to. So a bit of movement in the fly can be a really good way to get a bit of interest from the fish. So there's that one there. Oh, there we go. One just had a go at that straight away. Didn't actually eat it, but he had a good look at it. There we go. Got him there. So that had actually just landed. I hadn't even started to retrieve that yet, and he obviously picked it up as it landed and shot up to grab it. That's pretty good. Nice little brownie there by the sounds of it. It's got a bit of go. There we go. So that was good. The change of flies worked there. We had one fish come up and have a look at it straight away, and then that guy there took it pretty much just as it landed. So here he is. Nice little brown there with the damsel fly embedded in the top jaw, so that's pretty good. And out of there and send him on his way. Oh, there we go. Oh, geez. Didn't he attack that? You could see him just behind it. And he really launched at it once he decided that he wanted it. So that was more or less next cast after that fish before. So they're really liking that blue damselfly there. He's a nice fish. Bit of weed around us here, so just try and keep a nice high rod. Keep him up out of there. Beautiful fish there. There he is. Nice brownie. Nice. So it's really good conditions at the moment for fishing this dry fly with a bit of movement in it. We've sort of got some nice cloud cover, so the fish are going to be fairly happy to come up to the top to feed, and also just that little bit of chop on the water is really good for fishing a dry fly with a bit of movement in it. And then a pattern like this, like the blue damsel imitation, works really well. Obviously imitates the insect itself really well. The damsel flies do tend to move across the top of the water as they travel, and it's nice and buoyant as well, so you can sort of move it through the waves and it will stay up on the top pretty well. And fish just see that little bit of movement, see that blue colour, and geez, when they come after it they really go for it. That's 3 fish now in almost as many casts that have just really attacked the fly. Just change that because that is actually just starting to, that's okay. The fly can just start to sink a little bit after you have caught a few fish on there, so still want to be able to see the fly. I want to make sure we've got good sight on it so that when you get that take you're nice and quick on the hook set. Got Tilly over here on the back watching on, making sure I'm doing everything right. He wants to get out here, but it's a little bit too far of a swim. But we'll fish for a bit more and then we'll go and throw a stick to her or something so she can have a swim. Tilly! Tilly. Tilly. So I've just changed rigs again. We'd had a few more casts with the blue damsel fly, just moving that across the top, and I'd seen a couple of fish rise and cast to them and they didn't eat it. There's a few more fish rising now as well, and I've seen a few duns as well, so they could have just switched over to them. Could be a bit of a hatch going off at the moment, so sometimes just a matter of switching your rigs around, your techniques as you go through the day. And if you find that the fish are turning away from your fly, or they're just not eating it as they were, you can always change it. So there's no need to stick with the same technique for the whole day. The fish will change their feeding behaviour and what they're looking for throughout the day, and they'll also adjust to whatever's hatching as well. So, you know, if the duns start hatching, or spinners or beetles or whatever, they're going to pretty quickly turn onto that as the most available food source. So just important to try and be observant and stay in touch with what the fish are doing, so that you can adjust your techniques throughout the day to suit. Got him. So he actually had a go at that a couple of times. You might have picked it up on there, but he'd had a go at it. And I just threw it back in there and he grabbed it. Not a bad fish either. Okay. So that was pretty cool. saw him have a go at it actually just as I was about to recast, and threw it back in there, and he was still looking for it. Taking that little dun pattern. Let's get that out of there. There he is. Another nice little brown. Thanks, mate. So yeah, that was just a little change of technique there. So we'd sort of started seeing a few fish rise and noticed a few duns, and it was just a case of changing over to that mayfly pattern. And we'd seen that fish rise before, and we just placed it out in front of him, and yeah, he was pretty keen on it. So, you know, it's an important thing that you can have some success on a particular fly or using a particular technique, but that doesn't mean it's going to work throughout the entire day. So just because you've caught a few fish on one particular method or one particular fly, it can pretty quickly change. If there's a few mayflies start to come on, fish will start to get more interested in them. So you sort of just have to be alert to those little changes that are happening throughout the day to make sure that you stay on to what the fish are feeding on. Oh, another one there, just had a go at it just as it was moving. It's a great time to fly fish in Tassie over this summer period. You got fish that are really willing to rise. They love feeding off the top to a range of different fly patterns. Really exciting fishing. You know, I'm only in thigh deep water here. Got a lot of weed and structure around me that I can cast to, and just seeing rising fish and casting to them, watching them come up and eat the dry fly is pretty exciting in this shallow water. Oh. Oi, just saw it. Oh, he's a good fish too. Just saw a little, tiniest little rise there, and just threw it slightly upwind of where he was travelling. And that was a really subtle little take at the orange spinner there, so that was pretty cool to see him come up and eat that. I've got a little bit of weed and some trees there, so just a nice high rod. No need to panic. Just keep a nice high rod, keep the pressure on, and then you get him out of there eventually. Oh. Okay. That's a nice one. A bit darker, that one. Here's a nice... That's a really solid brownie there. Nice fish. Taking that orange spinner right down. There he is. Good fish. Lovely colours. Just give him a minute there to revive and then he's ready to go. Dilly dog. So it's calmed off a little bit more now, which is good for the mayflies, and the mayfly patterns being a little bit of a smaller fly does work well if it's not too wavy and too choppy, and we should be able to see more of the rises now as well if the fish do come up. So if that wind stays down, we could start to see a few fish come up as it just gusts up again, of course. So I'm using a Stalker Legend in a 9-foot 6 weight today, just with a little bit of wind around. The 6 weight can help just to direct your casts a little bit, particularly when you've got rising fish that could be rising upwind as well. So you may have to cast into the wind fairly accurately and quickly to get your fly in front of the fish. So the 6 weight just helps with that. A little bit of casting distance and accuracy when there's a bit of wind around. And there's some pretty good sized fish around up here in the lakes as well, so it just helps to steer them around when you do get one on. And it's also very versatile, the 6 weight too. So if I wasn't, seeing any fish rising or coming up to take the dry fly, I could definitely change over and fish wets with the 6 weight as well. So it's a little bit more versatile than say a 5 weight, which would be good for calmer conditions if you were fishing dries, just if you needed a really delicate presentation. But with a bit of chop on the water and the overcast conditions here, I can get away with a little bit of a firmer presentation onto the water. Don't need to be too subtle. So yeah, the Stalker Legend 9-foot 6 weight is a really good all-round rod. Oh, there's a fish down there. Really good all-round rod for fly fishing in Tassie in general. But up here around the lakes, it really comes into its own. Fishing a reasonably short line now as well, just as I'm sort of prospecting down along this shoreline. I haven't seen too many fish rise for a few minutes, but I'm just still keeping the flies out on the water. But you'll notice I haven't got them too far out, so I'm just fishing on a fairly short line, which again just allows me to pick up and lengthen out and cast to a fish when I do see one. So it's much easier to turn a short cast into a long cast than it is to turn a long cast into a short cast. So I don't need to be fishing too far ahead of myself. The fish aren't going to see me or anything like that. So I can fish fairly short while I'm just floating the flies around. The fish will still come up and eat them, and then I can easily lengthen out to cast to a fish when I need to. Oh, there we go. Got him. So he actually came up and looked at one of the flies that I had on the top dropper, and then decided that he didn't like that and turned around and ate the fly that I've got on the point. So that's you know, a little benefit of fishing a couple of flies. Another nice one there. Nice colours there. Beautiful, beautiful fish. Stunning. Quick look there. There he is. Cool. Thanks, mate. Oh, got him. Oh, wasn't really expecting that one, as you might have been able to tell. I was just working along here, just a little bit shallower, and he just came up and nailed the little mayfly. This is an absolute thumper, this one. He's a real good fish, this one, but I just realised a minute ago that I've dropped the net somewhere as I was coming down there, so I haven't got a net to handle this one. And here comes Tilly to see what all the fuss is about. What's going on, Tilly? Go back in. What are you doing? Tilly, go, go, go away. So it's good fish here, but we'll just, as I said, haven't got the net, because I've just realised that I've dropped it somewhere. I'll have to go back and find it in a minute, but yeah, we'll just take our time, take him into a bit of shallower water here, and might just calm him down a little bit. And yeah, I'm going to get him there. Oh, there we go. That was a good fish there. Just came up and ate that mayfly pattern out of nowhere, and yeah, he was a good one. So that's all good. We had a good look at him, so I sent him on his way a little bit earlier. think I just had another one take there, but I wasn't watching. Getting ready to make a move, and as it always is, as soon as you take your eye off the fly, one grabs it. So just heading back now. It's end of a quick little session there on our way up to the Highlands for a few days, but yeah, that was good. Just a matter of changing around techniques to sort of suit what the fish were doing, and a few on the damsel flies there, and a few on the mayfly patterns. So that was good, and yeah, we'll be up here for a few days now, filming a bit of content and hopefully putting together a few videos, so that should be good. Stay tuned for that. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. There'll be lots of good stuff coming up over the summer now that we're into the dry fly fishing, so subscribe to the channel and make sure you follow us on the socials, and yeah, we'll catch up next time.